Today we dive into a tale of rivalry, betrayal, curses, and redemption. The tale of Garuda, the majestic king of birds. In the mystical realms of ancient India, where gods walked among men, the sage Kashyap was the father of all creation, the Devas, Asuras, Nagas, and even the birds. The story of Garuda starts with the two wives of the sage Kashyap, Vinata and Kadru. One day, sage Kashyap called Vinata and Kadru and told them, "I am going to conduct a yagna for more children." He turned to Kadru first. "How many children would you like, Kadru?" Eager for power, Kadru chose 1,000 brave sons. Vinata, however, wanted just 2 sons more powerful and braver than all of Kadru's combined. Sage Kashyap decided to perform the yagna. He needed the wood of a special tree for performing the yagna. He summoned Lord Indra, the king of the Devas, to help 4 Valakila sages in collecting wood from fallen trees. Valakila sages are struggled to lift and carry the wood, while Indra carries the wood with single hand and burst out laughing as he walked past the rishis, without even offering to help them. The sages looked at Indra angrily and wondered how such an arrogant man could become a god, and decided that something had to be done about it. The yagna began, and soon Kadru got 1,000 eggs. Kadru kept the eggs in a pot of warm water to keep them warm and took good care of the eggs. The Valakila sages then started another yagna for the 2 sons of Vinata. The Valakila sages, due to their knowledge, were chosen to say the mantras for the yagna. The yagna started and the sacrificial fire was burning, and the ghee was poured into the fire so that the fire burnt even more brightly. The sages, deeply offended by Indra, decided to create a rival, a clone of Indra who would surpass the real Indra in power. Indra, sensing danger, realized his mistake and begged his father for help. Sage Kashyap intervened just in time with 4 dwarf sages and said, "My son apologizes to you." And Indra starts bowing before the sages and whispered, "I am sorry." Sage Kashyap continued the conversation with sages and said that Lord Brahma has appointed Indra as the king of the Devas. Please do not change the order created by Lord Brahma due to my son's misbehavior. Finally, the Valakila sages relented, and they modified the mantra to make the creature emerging from the yagna as the king of birds. Indra breathed freely. From the second yagna came 2 eggs. Sage Kashyap thanked the Valakila sages, who went to the Himalayas to meditate. Indra also went back to the heavens. Sage Kashyap handed over the 2 eggs to Vinata and said, "Please do not lose your patience." Kadru's eggs hatched into 1,000 snakes, but Vinata's eggs remained unhatched. Vinata looked jealously at Kadru playing with her children. "I guess the yagna did not work for you. The eggs are probably never going to hatch. Or worse still, you probably did not take good care of the eggs. Who knows?" Kadru said, carelessly walking away. Mocked by Kadru, Vinata's impatience got the better of her. She cracked 1 egg prematurely, revealing a half-formed son, Aruna, in purplish color. Aruna, depressed with his half-formed body and glowing with fury, curses his mother, "For your impatience you will become a servant forever." Aruna went on relentlessly, "However, if you are patient enough with my younger brother, he will set you free from the bondage." Saying this, the child flew away. Aruna was only half-formed. Aruna was placed before the sun god as his charioteer to reduce the glare of the sun. It is believed that the purplish glow at sunrise comes from the body of Aruna. But fate wasn't done testing Vinata. One day, Kadru and Vinata argued over the color of Indra's divine horse, Uchashravas. Kadru cunningly bet her freedom, claiming the horse had a black tail. Kadru orders her snake sons to wrap around the horse's tail to make it appear black. When Vinata saw the black-tailed horse, she was defeated and became Kadru's servant. Little did she know, her son would soon change her fate. Finally, the second egg hatched. From it emerged Garuda, half eagle, half human, a being so radiant that the gods themselves were awestruck. Garuda roars, growing larger, his eyes burning with divine fire. Garuda was no ordinary being. Blessed by the Valakila sages, he could change his form, lift mountains, and rival even the gods in power. But his destiny was tied to his mother's servitude. Garuda noticed the injustice his mother endured. Furious at Kadru's tyranny and the cruelty of his snake brothers, he vowed to free his mother, no matter the cost. One day, the snakes ordered Garuda to carry them and their mother to an island for a picnic. Suppressing his rage, Garuda obeyed but flew dangerously close to the sun, hoping to burn the snakes. The snakes cried out, saved only by Kadru's desperate prayers to Indra, who sent cooling rains. Back on the ground, Garuda struck a deal. "What will it take for you to release my mother and me?" The snakes smirked. "Bring us the Amrita, the nectar of immortality, guarded by the gods themselves." Garuda knew the task was monumental. He sought his mother's blessing. She turned to Garuda and said, "Son, you are going to need a lot of food to keep you strong. Go to the Himalayas, son. There you will find an elephant and a tortoise, fighting each other for many years. You can eat them to satisfy your hunger." In the Himalayas, he found an elephant and a tortoise locked in eternal combat. With one mighty swoop, Garuda captured the animals and started flying. Being a bird, Garuda went to sit on a branch of the tree to eat his food. Garuda was huge, and in his hands were the two heavy animals. Unable to bear the weight, the tree branch snapped under his weight and came falling down. As it was falling down, Garuda realized that the Valakila sages were meditating hanging upside down from the branches of the tree. Showing both strength and care, Garuda caught the branch in his beak, saving the sages, who blessed him, and they named him Garuda, the one who can lift immense loads. With his strength renewed, Garuda set his sights on the heavens. His approach sent ripples of fear through the celestial realms. Indra, the king of gods, rushed to Brihaspati, his guru. Brihaspati revealed Garuda's intent to take the Amrita. Indra, remembering the prophecy of Garuda's unmatched strength, turned pale. But retreat wasn't an option. He called upon the gods to prepare for battle. "We will line up 1,000 devas in defense. Let him try to break through," Agni declared arrogantly. Little did he know, Garuda was no ordinary adversary. Vayu continued. "I think that alone would not sufficient. After the line of devas, I think Surya and Agni should both create a wall of fire. It should be so hot that no one should be able to penetrate it." Wait, that must not be all," Varuna came forward excitedly. "We can keep the pot of nectar in the center and have 2 of those metal wheels with the pointed blades around it so that no one would be able to come close to it. And we will have 2 snakes there protecting that area," Varuna finished triumphantly. Indra was the only one who felt otherwise, but he did not say anything and kept his thoughts to himself. "I hope this is not enough to stop him." The heavens trembled as Garuda approached, his colossal form blocking the skies. Even Varuna, the god of oceans, felt a shiver of fear. The devas, having drunk the nectar of immortality, were powerful, but against Garuda, they were mere sparks before a wildfire. At Indra's command, the devas attacked in unison, their divine weapons raining down on Garuda. But with a single mighty flap of his wings, Garuda unleashed a storm so fierce that the devas were blinded by swirling dust. The battlefield turned into chaos. Vayu, the wind god, stepped in, swallowing the air to clear the dust. The devas cheered and launched another attack, thinking they had Garuda cornered. But they underestimated the bird's power. Garuda's form grew even larger, radiating a light so intense that the devas had to look away. And in one swift move, he scooped up hundreds of devas and flung them away like leaves in a storm. Indra, for the first time, tasted defeat. With fear gripping his heart, he and the surviving devas fled. Garuda, unchallenged, moved forward. But his path was blocked by a wall of searing fire. Garuda thought quickly. With divine might, he'd drink water from all rivers on earth. Returning to the heavens, he poured the waters on the flames, extinguishing the fire and stepping through the second line of defense. But more obstacles awaited, a massive spinning metal wheel guarded by venomous serpents. Realizing brute strength wouldn't work, Garuda transformed into a tiny mosquito, slipping beneath the deadly wheel. But as he moved forward, 2 monstrous serpents lunged at him. With a powerful flap of his wings, Garuda blinded the serpents with dust. In the chaos, he struck with precision, slaying the beasts. Now nothing stood between him and the pot of nectar. He grabbed it, grew to his massive form, and shattered the wheel with his size. Freedom was within his grasp. As Garuda soared away, the dark and serene figure of Bhagwan Vishnu appeared. Vishnu, impressed by Garuda's strength and humility, offered him 2 boons. Without hesitation, Garuda asked for immortality and freedom from disease. But Garuda's second boon was playful. "I wish to be above even you," he said. Vishnu, with a twinkle in his eye, placed Garuda on top of his staff, letting him look down from above. Bhagwan Vishnu said, "I wish you to be my vehicle, to carry me around." Garuda smiled. "It would my honor to carry you around, my lord, but first I have to finish my job. I have to give the pot of nectar to the snakes and free myself and my mother from the snakes. Then I will come to you, my lord." Bhagwan Vishnu blessed him. "Go forth, Garuda." But as Garuda flew back to Kadru's palace, he encountered Indra, the king of the Devas. Indra, still humiliated by his earlier defeat, wasn't ready to let this slide. He charged at Garuda, hurling his mighty weapon, the Vajrayudha. Nothing happened. Nothing. Except a single feather shook loose from Garuda's back and floated gently to the ground. Indra was dumbfounded. His greatest weapon had been rendered useless. Overwhelmed with respect, Indra bowed to Garuda and said, "I cannot defeat you, mighty Garuda. You are truly unstoppable. Please, let us end this fight and become friends." Garuda, ever magnanimous, accepted Indra's friendship. As their friendship blossomed, Indra made a bold request. He asked Garuda to let him steal the nectar back from the snakes after Garuda fulfilled his promise. That way you'll keep your word, but the snakes won't gain immortality and terrorize the world. Garuda turned to Indra. "I want snakes to be my natural food," he said. Indra nodded and vanished. He was a happy man. Indra, thrilled by the deal, granted Garuda's wish and disappeared to prepare for his mission. Garuda presented the pot of nectar to the snakes, who were overjoyed. "You are free, Garuda. You and your mother are no longer our servants." But Garuda, ever the trickster, had one final move up his sleeve. "Before you drink this divine nectar, wouldn't it be better to purify yourselves with a bath?" The snakes, blinded by greed, agreed and rushed to the river, leaving the pot behind. And just like that, Indra swooped in and snatched the nectar away. The snakes licked the sharp kusha grass where the pot had rested, hoping to catch even a drop of nectar. But the sharp blades of grass cut their tongues, leaving them forked forever. With the snakes tricked and his mother freed, Garuda soared into the skies, his heart filled with joy. His journey didn't go unnoticed. Lord Vishnu, impressed by Garuda's strength, devotion, blessed him and made him his eternal vehicle, the mighty mount of the preserver of the universe. Thus Garuda, the king of birds, not only won his freedom but also earned a place among the divine. A protector, a warrior, and a symbol of unwavering devotion. Garuda's legend continues to inspire us to this day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the golden age of mythology.